First story. I signed a new-gen Italian striker, Evan Ferre. I paid 100 millions. Yes, I had too much money for him when he was 19, as he was an elite player already. Great stats, regular game time, solid goal count. As soon as he joined my club, he instantly started complaining. I intended him to rival my then 20-year-old 198 potential attributes new-gen striker, Emily Casado, with the one better in form playing. I set his expected game time to that, too. In the first match of the season, I started Casado, as he played a better preseason preparation. Ferre did not like that. He instantly whined, telling me he did deserve the starting position. I told him to shut the fuck up, and he seemed okay with this. Over the season, Ferre did not perform well. Casado was always the obvious first choice, and Ferre did not stop whining. Being the underperforming super sub was not enough. I was already quite pissed at him, as he kept demanding things he did not deserve, like an incredible raise after half a year. I am not giving an underperforming whiny boy $400K a week and was missing from training on multiple occasions already. But the last drop was at the last match day of the season. Ferre missed the DFB Pokal finale because he was out drinking. I got a message that he did not show up to the game and that he was seen walking out of a bar the night before. I didn't even know this was a thing before. So 100 millions in weight, too much salary per. I forced him out after just one season. That bitch even flipped at me why I wanted him to go, as if I was the bad guy. As he lost more than half of his value during that season, I loaned him out to another club, hoping that his value would get up. He did perform well there, but I was fed up with him and did not want to give him a second chance. So another season later, I sold him with a net loss of 30 million plus salary. Second story. I signed an 18-year-old Brazilian striker named Papel who had massive potential for 11 millions. He was a little bit of a diva, apparently. He wasn't good enough for my team yet, but I thought he would be after a year of training with my U21s. He was incredibly pissed by January about not playing, and so I loaned him back to Brazil for a full year, abandoning my plan to have him be homegrown. When he came back the next January, he was still furious. It was then that I realized how much I'd fucked up. He only had 6 months left on his contract and refused to talk to me. Okay, I guess I have to sell. His value is showing at 10 to 20 millions still, so I should recoup some money. Nope, I only managed to get 2 millions for him. 5 years later, he is a star in France for Lyon and worth 100 plus millions. For shits and giggles, I asked his agent if he was interested in coming back, and my man is still pissed at me. Fuck you, Papel. Third story. FM 2016. Kevin Gameiro, Kevin Gameiro, Kevin Gameiro, Kevin Gameiro, Kevin Gameiro. This stupid shit had so many goals that I just had to buy him with Frankfurt. He scored 0 goals for me in like 30 games. 0. My friend in the multiplayer save probably laughed for 25 minutes. How can you have 0 goals as a striker? It wasn't the tactics either. The other strikers scored. Well, maybe he didn't fit my tactics, but 0. Obviously, I transferred him, only for him to score twice in his first game against me. Alessio Romagnoli. Same save as above. Tried to buy him for 3 seasons before eventually getting him in the 4th one. I played the German Super Cup against Bayern, controlled by my friend, and Romagnoli manages to secure 2 perfect headers into the wrong goal. How can you score 2 own goals playing your debut game? Honorable mention, Arteis Arteris, who always was in the top 3 of the goal statistics in the first season. Absolute stupid moron. Fourth story. I just did this tonight, and in terms of money, it's definitely the worst. A few seasons ago on my save, I had a wonder kid midfielder, Alberto Giovanetti, who I paid 50 million or so for. He had been out on loan for a year, and when he came back, he was probably only just good enough to be a bench player. He came back and started demanding a crazy pay rise and to be an important player. I ended up not accepting those terms on his new contract, and then he cracked it with me when I left him out of the Champions League squad. Had too many players to fit him in. He hadn't really developed much on loan and looked like he was going to stall out. So I ended up selling him to Arsenal for 30-odd million after he submitted a transfer request. I just started a new season today, and one of my mainstay midfielders turned 30 and requested a transfer as he had Saudi clubs coming in for him. I had a huge transfer budget, so I wanted to splash some cash. Started looking through my short lists and scouted players and discovered an extremely good midfielder. I splashed $140 million plus add-ons, rising to $220 million for this midfielder. Turns out it was Giovanetti. I didn't realize at the time when I bought him, the name just didn't click in my head. He'd gone off to Arsenal and developed into one of the best midfielders in the world after barely developing with me. I'm now going to have a net spend of like $250 mil on this one player, LMAO. Fifth story. I paid $3 million for an Irish left back who was only 23 years old. Day after arriving, he got injured, and then he retired before coming back from injury, having played 0 minutes for the club. $3 million was nearly my entire budget, but I really needed a left back, and we ended up relegated and I got fired. Hey sexy ass, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, then you can subscribe, like, and comment this video.